from in a bygone day. They're the eyes of a man whose lust knows no bounds.
Well, hello, everyone. We've got a theme song. Thanks for sending that in. You know who you are. But we've got a theme song, everybody. It's Horny Creek. Welcome. My name is Mark. With me, as always, is my fiance, Carol. How you doing, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's been a good week. It's March 11th, 1998.
Time's flying.
Time is on my side. It's my friend Ben's birthday.
Oh,
happy
birthday, Ben.
Benjamin.
It's exciting.
It is exciting.
What's Ben doing for his birthday this year?
I don't know.
Well, that's kind of sad.
Ben lives in Las Wages.
Yeah.
So I don't know what he's doing for his birthday this year. Probably celebrating. Is my guess.
Let's hope.
Maybe he'll go to a casino or a stripped club.
If you work in a casino, do you really want to go to a casino to also have fun?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Although, when I visited him out there before, we've gone to buffets at the casino.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing is, if you live in Vegas, a lot of the entertainment spots are inside casinos.
That is true. That is true.
So you don't necessarily need to go to gamble. Ben's not a big gambler.
Like here, the movie theaters are located inside of malls.
True.
In Las Vegas, they're located inside of casinos.
Correct. Yeah, they try to do like a family-friendly atmosphere. They've been trying to do that for a while. Circus and stuff like that. I remember going there when I was a little younger with my parents, and they'd go and gamble, and they'd give me a bunch of quarters to go to the arcade they
that's
had
cool.
inside the casino.
That sounds fun. I never went as a child to Vegas, so.
Yeah, being abandoned inside of a casino with no parental supervision for hours on end. It was great.
I mean, it sounds fun to me.
It was fun. It's only now that I look back at it, I was like, oh, it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, that is.
But it was fun. But anyway, speaking of fun, we watched an episode of Dawson's Creek.
Dawson's Creek?
Horny Creek. Escape from New York.
I wouldn't call this episode fun.
No, it's not fun at all.
This is probably one of the least fun episodes that we've had.
But one of the hornier episodes.
Do you think?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I know there was the serial rapist who was kind of horny.
Yeah, and there's Joey. Joey's
yeah. Joey's always horny. That's true.
Pacey's horny.
Who's Pacey horny for?
Well, I mean, no one in particular, but just he's always horny. He's always talking about that stuff.
Sure.
The only one that's not really is, what's her name? Jen.
Yeah.
Michelle Williams.
Yeah, she's got her legs crossed.
Michelle Williams.
She's trying to be a good girl.
Yeah.
See how long it lasts.
We will. But, Carol, tell us.
So this episode starts out. Did we start in Dawson's bedroom as per usual? Yes.
Did we? Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. Joey is exhausted. She crawls through his window, talking about how she has barely slept for days because of the new baby. And he tells her to, just go ahead and sleep over so she can get some rest.
And I said, your girlfriend's going to love that.
Right, well, apparently she doesn't mind that much.
Nope.
But yeah, so she immediately just passes out. That's our nice intro. So all we know is Joey is sleep deprived.
While we get the foreshadowing or whatever for the episode where Dawson is lamenting about Gary Cooper and how the Gary Cooper types of the world aren't around anymore. The bookish nice guys or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
The middling attractive guys that women would fawn over. I guess.
So he identifies with those people.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though. James Van Der Beek, fine actor or whatever, you're no Gary Cooper. Sorry.
I have no idea. Was Gary Cooper like better looking or something? Is that what you're trying to say? Or?
I don't think that Dawson is very good looking, to be honest with you. And I hate his garbage personality.
Wow.
We'll get into that.
Tell us how you really feel.
We'll get into that in this episode because he makes every wrong decision you could make in this episode.
As per usual. He was starting to win you over last episode, but I guess not.
Yeah, a little bit, but the Breakfast Club episode? Yeah, he was all right.
So, yeah. Well, you were like on his side anyway.
I was on his side in the whole angry about Jen not wanting him. And so, yeah, I mean, like, I could see his point of view, yes.
So, what's funny is in this episode, Cliff, the football player, walks up to Dawson and asks if, he knows where Jen is.
Yeah, what a cameo.
Because he wants to invite her to this barbecue he's having.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the hell? You can even come too if you want. Hey, do you know if she has a boyfriend? Like, genuinely asking, not trying to be a douche.
No.
And
comes off like a douche.
Well, yeah, because he is. But, I mean, he was not trying to be mean to Dawson when he did this. He truly didn't know. And Dawson's like, yeah, mean. He's like, oh, he's so surprised.
I don't know how he doesn't know. Because they live in a small town. They talk about it all the time. There can't be that many people in this high school. Has that not made the rumor mill? How does not everyone... I grew up in a small town high school. Mm-hmm. Everyone knows everyone else's business.
Right. But maybe Dawson's not interesting enough.
But Jen is. All the guys who would want to have sex with Jen or date Jen or whatever however you want to say it, would know if she was available or not.
Right. Well, and the last time we saw Cliff, he and Dawson were actually kind of like fighting it out for Jen at a dance.
At the dance, yeah.
Yeah, he should have known that something was up and not just been like, hey.
Is this just an indication that he's just an idiot?
Maybe, or it's an indication that Dawson and Jen's relationship isn't as solid as it might seem to us.
Right. Or he heard rumors of it and he just didn't believe it.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe he was just trying to confirm it. That's funny. Either way, Dawson has been invited to this party. And he does tell Jen also. He goes... What? Why are you laughing at me?
I always laugh at you when I can see you trying desperately to remember what's happening next.
You're so mean.
Yeah, I am.
So, while Jen is talking to Dawson, she sees some guy walk in a black leather jacket and start staring at her. And
a guy that Pacey had an encounter with earlier in the episode.
Yeah, he was trying to get directions to the high school, and Pacey gave him directions and then asked if he wanted him to ride with him since he's going there and he could navigate, and he was just like, yeah, no, and drove off.
Yeah, asshole.
Yeah. So we already know he's a jerk. Mm-hmm. So Jen's like, yeah, okay, I'll catch up with you, Dawson. Like, all like distracted and weird, and Dawson doesn't seem to notice right away, but I mean, he did stick around and spy on her, so.
Yeah, I think he noticed.
She leaves with this dude who has driven, according to him, all night from New York to see her.
Yeah. She
says it's 4 hours away, so I don't know. What time do you think it is? 7:30.
What time do I think it is right now?
No, I was just saying, like,
what is going on?
Well, he says all night. I'm just trying to think about, like, what does he mean by that? Because, like,
he's a liar.
Okay.
He stopped other places to have sex with other women? I don't know. He's not telling the truth. It's 3. Later, he admits if traffic's good, he can get there in 3.5 hours.
Right.
So, I don't know. It's probably 10, maybe, in the morning. I don't know what time it is. I think it's right at the beginning of school. I think it's like 8 a.m. So he started at
when the bar is closed.
He finished his cocaine bender and then got in the car.
How old do you think this dude is? He's definitely not in high school.
He looked like he was 20, 21, something like that.
Too old for Jen.
Oh, 100%.
And yet, she's been there for months, and he's obsessed enough with her to drive from another state.
I'm telling you. If you get some quality 16-year-old vagina, I guess
my God.
Guess it really gets in ya.
That's, like, the worst thing I've ever heard come out of your mouth. Jeez.
Well, who knows? I don't know.
Damn right.
That's right. Because you're not 16 or a different age.
Yeah, nobody knows. Anyway.
So. But maybe when this started, you were 16. And so you've ensnared me.
Maybe.
Or maybe you were a different age. We don't know. And we never will.
It turns out that this is the guy.
The guy.
Who she got caught in her parents' bed with.
Oh, okay, yes. That's correct.
And the reason that she was sent to Cape Side in the first place.
Yeah.
So she's like, my father sent me all the way here to get away from you. How can you be here?
Yeah, she doesn't look like she's unhappy to see him.
She doesn't look happy to see him either, though. I mean, she looks shocked, for sure.
Yeah.
She's maybe a little flattered, but she's not doing a very good job of sending him any kind of getaway signals either.
That's the big problem, because as comes up later in this episode, like, let's speed this up a little bit. As comes up later in this episode, he and Dawson are all having a conversation. And Dawson correctly points out, like, hey, it doesn't seem like he got the message to go away. He's like, hey, I don't have money for a hotel room. Obviously, I can't stay with you. Can you find me a place to sleep?
That seems like a lot to put on her, too.
Yeah, I mean, her response should have been, if she doesn't want to see him, here's the thing. Mm-hmm. She's giving off the signals she wants to give off. Because if she didn't want to see him, she could easily say, no, fucking deal with it yourself. Or better yet, get back to your own home.
Right.
Get out of here.
Yeah, she didn't invite him. It's not her responsibility that he's there.
If she's totally committed to Dawson and doesn't want to have anything to do with this guy, she should have been much more forceful with getting him out of here. I think a big part of what goes wrong in this episode is on her shoulders.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm trying to think about how this all goes down. Like, Dawson catches the two of them talking.
Right.
And Jen ends up asking Dawson if this guy can stay with him.
Right. And, she admits she's honest about it. Because he's like, well, whatever, I don't know. I've never heard of this person or whatever. And she goes, I've told you about him. And he was like, then he gets it. He was like, oh, that's the guy? And she was like, yes, but it's over now. And I've told him I moved on with you.
I don't know. She's not being honest with herself, I guess.
So Dawson agrees.
Yeah, what the fuck, Dawson? Like, that's issue number 2 here. Like, why does Dawson agree to this? Does he just that firmly believe that nice guys are not going to finish last? That nice guys are going to get the girl? Because
I don't know.
He's coming across as a lot more than just a nice guy and more of like a pushover.
He's not a nice guy. He's the kind of fake nice guy that exists in the real world. He's wants you to believe he's a nice guy, but he's a scumbag down deep. Trust me. And it's the worst kind of scumbag because he won't admit it to himself. Wow. He's a scumbag that thinks he's a nice guy. He's like, oh, but I'm always nice to people unless I'm calling them whores. And but anyway, before we get to that point, so what he says to Pacey later is, if I kick him out, I look petty, but letting him stay there, I look like a fool or a pushover or however he says it. But essentially the sentiment that you made. And it's like, you should never have allowed him to stay in the first place. You wouldn't be looking petty if you were like, no. Do I want to shack up with your the guy that used to fuck my girlfriend? No, thank you.
Right.
You know, and I would say to her, look, if you're committed to me and you have no interest in this guy, tell him to fucking hit bricks.
Right. But he does not do any of that.
And if you don't want to do that, then obviously you've got some issues to work out with him, and you don't need me. So see you later. That's what someone with self-respect would do. Mm-hmm. But Dawson has no self-respect.
No.
Instead of Dawson whines the whole fucking episode. Mm-hmm. At one point, this dude, whose name I can't remember now, Rick or whatever, I don't know.
No, I don't know.
I don't know his fucking name. But he's with Jen. And Billy, maybe. Yeah, Billy. And she's like, I want you to go. But she says it in not like a strong way, but she's like, I want you to go or whatever. He's like, okay, well, you know, just get like, how about a goodbye kiss?
And she does it,
mm-hmm.
which is ridiculous. A goodbye kiss is never a goodbye kiss.
No. And I will say, in her defense, she cut it off very quickly.
She pushes his face away.
But it's still not cool.
Yeah.
So then...
Well, no, she says, like, promise me you'll leave if I do this. And he does promise.
Yes, he does. And then, this is, at this point, we'll get to the Joey stuff, I think, separately. But at this point, Dawson's at the party. Mm-hmm. And Jen shows up. And he's like, oh, he's so happy. He's like, oh, you're here. I told him to leave. And he's going, oh, yay, you know, and stuff.
Yeah, she just goes right to this party to be with Dawson after she kicks the guy out, after she kisses him.
Right. Like, he saw Joey at the party. He didn't invite Joey to the party.
No, Pacey invited Joey to the party.
But he saw Joey at the party and was like, oh, I'll get us drinks and stuff like that. We'll all hang out together. Jen's not here. Obviously, things aren't going well or whatever, you know. And he's all being pouty Dawson and stuff, right? And then, when Jen shows up, he goes off with her and forgets all about Joey. And then this fucking, I don't know, like long blonde-haired, I don't know what the fuck he
looks
is.
like a Hanson brother reject.
Yes, there you go. Hanson brother reject is like, oh, do you want, well, here's something to drink. I think he fucking slipped a roofie in that drink.
Well, she was pounding those drinks pretty hard.
That's true.
It could, but never take an open container from a stranger, ladies.
Fuck no, especially not one that looks like a Hanson brother reject.
Right.
But yeah. But that, so then she shows up and they, what's funny too to me is when they first go to the barbecue, it's basically a beach party.
Yeah.
They're on the beach.
Yeah.
I guess, what's his name?
He must live on the beach.
Football player lives on the beach. But, they play that song "Damn It" by Blink-182, which kind of foreshadows what happens at the end of this episode.
Yeah.
But I said I want to talk about this with you because we didn't previously talk about this.
Okay.
But I said while the episode was on, I was like, "Oh, that's a sad song," and I saw you give me a look like you didn't. Like you were confused, or you were like,
"What?" I don't really know. I've never really paid that much attention to the song, so it doesn't sound sad. But that, of course, doesn't mean the lyrics aren't.
Right. So it's like Blink-182 does. I actually think Blink-182 they're one of my favorite bands, and I actually think they're pretty good songwriters. But it's Mark Hoppus, you know, their singer. He wrote it about like breaking up with his girlfriend.
Okay.
But the way Blink-182, we haven't talked about music like a ton recently because you know we haven't done a mixtape in a long time.
True.
But one of the things I like about them is so they're like kind of like pop punk. Their lyrics are poppy and they sound happy a lot of times where they're all, you know, like just dance. And then the music is very punk like that, you know, like, and a lot of it's, they're sometimes derided as like a simple band or like, hardcore musicians that I know and talk to like kind of write them off because punk tends to be fast, loud, and have pretty simple chords and simple chord progressions. But I don't think that necessarily, discredits you as a band. But I'm going to give you just a little bit of the lyrics here.
Okay.
Without the context of the poppiness and because you could totally turn this into like a Sinatra style song almost so let me think. Let's see. The chorus is, and it's happened once again. I turn to a friend, someone that understands, sees through the master plan, but everybody's gone, and I've been here too long. To face this on my own, well, I guess this is growing up. And then the part where he's talking about like his girlfriend, he's like, and maybe I'll see you at a movie, sneak preview. You'll show up and walk by on the arm of that guy, and I'll smile and you'll wave. We'll pretend it's okay. The charade, it won't last. When he's gone, I won't come back. And it's happened once again. You'll turn to a friend, someone that understands and sees through the master plan. But everybody's gone, and you've been here too long to face this on your own. Well, I guess this is growing up. So it's a sad fucking song.
Yeah.
Like, it's a really heavy song. But it's it's super fast and it's got like all the poppy music and stuff, so it doesn't sound sad. But it's like it's deep,
Yeah.
And it's very apropos. It's almost foreshadowing to this whole episode.
Okay.
But yeah, when that song came out, I was like, "Oh, that's a sad song."
But yeah, so Dawson and Jen are happy and having fun to this song, and
Right.
And then Billy just shows right back up.
Yep.
Like, they're talking about him when he walks up, too. It's
Yeah.
awful. Like, he just jumps into the conversation.
It's like he's fucking in the movie Scream or something like that. He just fucking jumps out.
Right?
And Dawson's like, I thought you fucking said he left. And she was like, he was supposed to. And he goes, yeah, I was going to, Jen, but that goodbye kiss was not enough goodbye and a little more kiss. And Dawson's like, you kissed him? These kids and fucking kissing.
Right.
They are kiss whores. All of them. Like, not just Jen, but Dawson too.
Yeah.
And Pacey.
They
like,
all kiss around.
I don't understand it. Like, kissing means nothing, I guess.
But it seemed to today, like, for Dawson today.
But he was going to forgive her?
Well, true. But, like
That's
you
still,
said, he has no self-respect.
That's still cheating to me. I mean, that's fucked.
Yeah, but there's different levels of cheating.
Yeah, that's a lower level of cheating, but, like, yeah. This is a fucked up situation, and I really hate it. Basically Dawson's like, you got to choose him or me. And like, or whatever, who's the third wheel? That's what he says. And Jen goes, I'm starting to think it's me. And she turns around and walks away. First of all, Bush League, Jen. That's fucking weak as shit. You created this situation.
Well,
She created this situation. Billy's being an asshole 100%, but she's not calling him on it.
Yeah.
When he showed up and the whole goodbye kiss thing came up, and Dawson freaks out and stuff. If she really wanted him gone, and she really wanted to be with Dawson, at that point, when he promised to leave and all that shit, and he broke his promise, she could easily say, I picked Dawson. You're the third wheel. Get the fuck out.
right.
We're trying to have a party here. But she doesn't.
No,
she's
she's a pussy.
She's just like, oh, I'm gonna leave, and then Dawson, and oh my God, James Vanderbeek, give him a fucking Emmy for this shit, because I guarantee that the real person, James Vanderbeek, is not the pussy that Dawson is, but the perfect way that he goes, see what you did? You ruined everything. Or however, like, whatever his exact words were. And he sounds like he's going to fucking cry. Like, oh my God, I wanted to slam a fist through his face. And be like...
Jeez, that's a little harsh.
And be like, fucking man up. I mean, Jesus Christ.
He just got his heart broken.
Well, I guess.
I mean, she kissed another guy and then walks away, and yeah.
But he's being a loser.
You can't help it.
I guess. I mean, holy
it's
shit!
It's just who he is.
He is is he the most unlikable protagonist in a TV show ever?
So then he goes home from the party.
Yeah.
And looks out his window and sees Jen on the dock that apparently they share, I guess. So, no?
Well, if we don't want to involve Joey, then yes, that's what happens next in the storyline of Dawson and Jen.
Well, I thought we were going to talk about Joey separately.
Okay.
So he goes out to see her on the dock.
I love when you fucking get pissed off at me, but you don't want to say it, so you just make a face.
Interrupting me when we're recording is your favorite thing to do in the whole world. I really think.
It's pretty far up there.
Yeah.
It really is. Anyway, go ahead.
He goes to talk to Jen.
Yes. Who's standing alone on the dock. And I saw this coming a mile away.
Oh, wait. Rewind, though. We never said... When him and Billy were fighting about her on the beach... Billy says something about how he had her, or and he's like, you and everyone else. Dawson said that.
Yeah, in front of Jen. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that was a bad move.
Yeah, I think maybe
that's part of the I'm a nice guy, but because that's his retort back to Billy, because Billy's like, hey man, I've had her, and he's like, yeah, you and everyone else. That's the toxic fucking. He's an asshole underneath everything. Dawson coming out. And then later at the dock, he tries to explain it away as, I'm sorry, when I'm insecure, my bad side comes out and everything. And it's like, no, that's fucking the real you.
Yeah. Yeah, so Jen's just done. She doesn't want to be with him anymore. She doesn't want to be with Billy. She wants to be on her own and figure out herself, which is what she should have been doing, honestly, from the beginning.
She told Billy to pack up and leave. Mm-hmm. Now, Jen breaks up with Dawson in maybe the best way you can break up with somebody. Because she says, like you said, I need to be alone. I've never had enough courage to be on my own. And like you said, figure herself out and all that other stuff. And she was like, and, I'm going to miss you so much. I'm going to feel 1,000 miles away from you, even though I'm only sleeping 40 feet away. And she goes, and I'm going to regret my decision all the time. And Dawson's got this face like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But she's like, I'm going to regret my decision all the time. And she's like, and when I come crawling back to you to, take me back, you'll have every right to say, no, I'm with somebody else now, or whatever. And, and then that's kind of how she ends it. But it's basically, which I don't think this is what's going to happen in the show. But basically what she's saying is she needs to be alone, not dating anyone else, to get her head right. And Dawson can go out and bang as many chicks as she wants and date all these women. And then when she's ready, she'll come crawling back to him.
Yeah, that's what she's saying.
Yep. But I don't think that's going to happen.
But Dawson is like, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to be here when you come crawling back. So, how can you do this? Fuck you, basically.
That's the other toxic thing that comes out is she says all this, like I said.
Nice stuff.
The nicest way you could possibly break up with somebody. Mm-hmm. And he's like, that's right, I won't take you back. Why would I fucking take back somebody that's willing to break my own cheats and is a slut and you're like, and just fucking goes off on her. And then just storms away.
He didn't call her a slut.
No, he stopped short of that. But he was a fucking whiny,
Yes.
entitled, emotional baby.
He is a very annoying and emotional and just desperate and pathetic character.
And then he storms off. Instead of taking it like a man, he does that. And I'll tell you what, I don't think they belong together.
Well, no, I agree. I'm glad that this happened.
I think Jen requires a much stronger person.
I wonder if her and Joey might get along better now.
Maybe.
We'll have to see.
Well, it depends on what happens with Joey and Dawson.
Right. Yeah, so Joey, like we said, is exhausted. Pacey invites her to go to this party with him while she's at work.
Yeah, well, she's fucking slammed at work.
Yeah. And her sister, it seems like her sister maybe owns the place or whatever. She's just like, go have fun, just leave. Like, just send her out even though they're slammed and everything, which is really nice.
It was really nice for her sister. I think she knows that it's been hard for her with the new baby and that she wants to, like, just go have some fun, you know?
Yeah, which she should. She's, a teenager, not a mother. So she goes with Pacey.
Pacey entices her by saying it's a barbecue that Dawson will be at.
Without Jen.
Without Jen,
yeah.
right?
So that's why she's so happy when, Dawson's like paying attention to her and like, oh, I'm going to go get us drinks. And
then Jen shows up and
he just disappears.
Yeah, he absolutely, acts like he fucking died.
So as prior mentioned, serial rapist boy comes up and plies her with an unknown number of drinks. She is already probably loopy from lack of sleep, but she gets very drunk.
Pacey keeps trying to intervene.
Yeah.
And gets called away to something else. I don't know.
Well, I mean, Joey's telling him to go away and leave her alone.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's not receptive to his help in any way. And then this guy is like basically holding her up on the beach and trying to kiss her at the same time. When a girl is so drunk that you got to hold her up, it's not the time to make a move.
No. But, I mean, that's the thing is a lot of guys are fucking like that.
Yeah.
That's no good. In my opinion, and maybe I don't know, maybe I'm just an idiot or whatever, but in my opinion, you should never take advantage of a woman that's drunk unless, like, it's, unless you're in a long-term relationship, married or engaged, like us. At that point, where you've been together so long that, like, I don't know, the consent and everything is built in and you already have that connection and stuff like that. You sleep together on a regular basis anyway, then, that's fine. But if you're picking up a chick, the whole getting a chick drunk and then to have sex with them is like, that's so scummy to me.
It's very scummy.
It's like, and that's not a manly thing to do either.
No.
Like, anytime any guy has told me something like a story like that, I'm like, oh, well, nice rape job. Like, I mean, like, and they're always like, what are you talking about? What are you, like, and I'm like, that's fucking scumbag behavior.
Yes.
And I don't think of it as like, even in the, like, even thinking totally macho meathead way, it's not manly because that's like fucking using a cheat code in a video game or something like that. Like, you didn't pick that chick up. Jim Beam picked that chick up.
Right.
And you just were the recipient of it, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that's not, you weren't charming. You didn't, when a guy can pick up a chick at a bar, it's because he has put in the time to have good, good hygiene, to develop an interesting personality, to, be successful in business or in the arts or something like that. Like, if a guy is very good at picking up women without alcohol or any of those other adulterants, it's because he's put work in himself to make him a more interesting, valuable, good person. And that's good for society. Because when you're not trying to pick up chicks, then you become a good functioning member of society. If you're a fucking scumbag that lives in your mom's basement and has a fifth of Jaeger and just pours it down women's throats so that you can have sex with them, you're not contributing anything to society.
Correct. Yeah, except, violations and,
perhaps,
possibly babies.
Yeah, I was going to say, perhaps more of you. So, yeah, that's the problem.
So Pacey comes over yet again. And this time, because this guy is literally... Did he actually kiss her? Or was
yes.
Yeah, he's literally made his move now.
He has got her on the beach, and he's basically trying to take her pants off at this point.
Right. So
he's going to fuck her on the public beach. You'll never get sand out of there, Joey.
Pacey walks up and just decks the guy and knocks him out.
Yeah. And it's a juxtaposition to Dawson fucking whining in the corner because those two scenes are like back to back.
Yeah.
And it's like it makes me realize how much more I like Pacey than Dawson. Because I'm so much more like Pacey than I am like Dawson. And
then Dawson comes running over to check on Joey because she falls down.
Right.
Because, again, the man was holding her up.
Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, are you okay?"
And she smiles and says, "Thank you, Dawson," because she thinks that he punched the guy.
I don't even know if she thinks that or not, but she said something like, "You're my hero," or something like that.
Yeah.
And Pacey's just like, "What the fuck?"
Right.
He just shakes his head. So they take her home.
Yes.
Lay her down.
This is hilarious.
She caresses Dawson's cheek and gives him a huge kiss.
And the whole time, Pacey is in the room with the baby. He's unplugged the baby monitor so that they can, get her settled in without...
Right. And he's recounting the plot to the film The English Patient.
Yeah, she had mentioned earlier to Pacey that it was the only thing that could get the baby to sleep.
Because the movie sucks.
It is awful.
And I love that they point out how shitty that movie is in this TV show.
Yeah, it's one of the worst things I've ever seen.
Thank you, Kevin Williamson. But anyway, so they're walking home, and Dawson says something like, "Oh, she probably mistook me for Brad Pitt or whatever, Like, yeah, okay, James Vanderbeek. No offense, but you're both blonde. End of here. Let's say all the ways that that Dawson or James Vanderbeek and Brad Pitt are alike. Blonde. End of list.
There you go. But Pacey points out that she did not mistake him for anything. He's like, She is completely in love with you. Do you not understand that yet?
Yeah.
And then he goes home and gets broken up with.
And has this little rant.
So, yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens, I guess. It's not like it's the first time they kissed, though.
No.
Him and Joey have kissed.
They kissed, in 3 episodes. There's been 7 episodes of the show. They've kissed in about half of them.
Have they really? I thought they only kissed twice.
Well, they kissed in Breakfast Club.
And then
they kissed
here.
today.
Yeah.
I believe they kissed before that, too.
And then I don't think so. I think the Breakfast Club was the first kiss.
Maybe, but I feel like one of the film ones they kissed in.
He's always behind the camera.
Yeah, well.
She was supposed to kiss Pacey.
How do you think she got into that? How do you think she got that role? Casting couch,
Right.
Anyway. But yeah, that's essentially the episode.
Yep.
Big revelations of Dawson and Jen breaking up. And, yeah.
And Dawson finally maybe understands that Joey likes him. Maybe.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if they're ever going to date. They are so much more made for each other than any of the other relationships, even potential relationships in the show.
Yeah, agreed. Well, I mean, they've been together their whole lives anyway.
Yeah.
So
he's a fucking moron.
Yes.
Like, I don't get it. I don't think, did I say this last week or did I just say this to you? I think I just said this to you. When you grow up with somebody and it's like, I get sometimes that you're like, oh, I don't look at her that way because like we're such good friends and stuff like that. But it's like they put all this time and effort into formulating the bedrock of a very solid relationship and friendship. And then when she grew up, it turns out she's fucking hot. And like, that's just the jackpot, right?
Right.
At that point, when she starts to develop as a woman, aren't you like, okay, yeah, she's attractive. So now we can change this into something else.
Maybe, but there's the whole like feeling like they were raised together, and maybe that makes it so you can't see it.
I don't know. Maybe I haven't been in that situation, so I don't know. But yeah, it seems weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, that is the episode for the week.
All right, so you can write us at latefee1994AOL.com.
Yes.
Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com.
Correct.
And share the tapes with your friends.
All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.